Hello, everybody. I'm Mel Doerr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic, and it's Aloha Tuesday. And I have Arthur Ease Your Mind in the house.
Hello.
Hello. So, Arthur, if they want to get a hold of you, how do they do it?
After saying a rosary, you say no, it's
You can't polish the beads, okay?
it's basically from YouTube, it's Arthur Ease Your Mind here on YouTube or www.arthureaseyourmind.com. Arthur spelled Arthur,
Not OR.
or sometimes people put Arthur AU, like the author of a book.
I know. I always mispronounce it. It's author and Arthur.
Just don't call me Artie. Or think of Uncle Arthur from Bewitched, okay? You'll be able to say it that way.
All in.
Yeah.
So, Arthur Ease Your
ArthurEaseYourMind.com.
Mind.
And the phone number is 310
Hold
494
on. 310
494
494.
5955.
All right. 5955. Got it. So everybody give him a call, call him, email him. Phenomenal psychic. He does wonderful psychic work. And yay.
So does he. I don't know what to report, but so does he. So does Mel.
And um the cat's out of the bag. Arthur is going to be emceeing our urban retreat at the end of February. So if you're interested in finding out pricing, all about it, you can call my office at 847-590-5411. And I will have Joan call you back. She's part of my office staff. Or you can go on my we don't have a brochure on my website as of yet. Um, Arthur's working on that. And so, but you can email me at www.meldoer, meldoerr.com. So www.meldoer.com, email me or call my office, 847-590-5411. So there you go. Or for a reading, you can call me there too.
Please call for reading.
And go
Now,
to
does it mean I have to show up like Joel Gray from Cabaret?
what?
Now, being an MC, does that mean I have to dress up like Joel Gray from Cabaret?
No, and you don't have to sing Money Makes the World Go Round. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We've got some questions, but before we get started with questions, um, some events going on. So,
Mm.
Arthur, do you have
Yes.
events you would like to bring up or ask questions about?
Well, it seems Humpty Dumpty got his 175 million for his whatever you call it, so we can take the things to court again. But I still feel I don't know the money where it's coming from. It just does not seem legit. I know it's some insurance companies or whatever, but it just seems like they're going to find something out down the line on it.
Well,
It
I get
doesn't
the
seem
feeling they
legit.
will as well. But here's the thing that makes me mad about it is that whoever is the head of this insurance company and he gets to do with his money whatever he wants, but people pay insurance premiums. And if I were having insurance through that company, I would be hopping mad that it used money to loan somebody money to post a bail
Hmm.
because of vilifying and slandering somebody.
Yeah.
Um, And I've got a sneaking hunch. I sound like church lady. A sneaking hunch that
Special.
something that's special. I've got a sneaking hunch that some way or another, T Rump is going to default on that money. I got a sneaking hunch. So we'll see how that plays out.
I don't think you need to be a psychic to know that one, considering his track record.
Well, it is a psychic hit for entertainment purposes only.
Yes. Let us entertain you. Let us make you smile.
But I was kind of mad that he only got by with having to pay 175
I know.
as what as a bond, but he has to pay interest on that daily, and that's going to add up. But I
Well,
still see a paper trail on where the money is from. Anyway.
well, that
Well,
was the one thing that irked me this week,
I'm sorry.
today. That's the one thing that irked me on Monday. That
But um excuse me just a second. I'm sorry, my phone's going off. Um, it never fails. Whenever I do a show, my phone goes off. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but all right, there you go. I just turned it off. Anyway, I've got it turned off, but I can hear it with my hearing aids. Nobody else can hear it. Now, what about Judge Juan Merchan, I think?
Rashawn.
Merchan, Merchan, thank you. However you pronounce it, Juan. That he expanded a gag order to stop Donald Trump from making nasty attacks against the judge's daughter. Um, but then shortly after that, Trump supposedly pasted a clip on Truth Social in which Fox News host Brian Kilmeade, I think, disparaged her. So even though Trump didn't do it himself, my feeling is he put somebody up to it. So it's a second or
Right.
third party. So we both know that he used that commentator to do his
Dirty
work.
work.
Thank you. So my feeling is it's going to be extended even more that he can't do it through a second party, third party, social media, or whatever. And I just heard now that Trump is trying to have Judge Merchan, is that correct?
Yes.
Ousted.
Yep.
Uh, um, because I guess his daughter did some work for the Dems. But Trump is not going to succeed, in my psychic opinion, of getting Juan Merchan ousted. It's not going to work.
No, it's like apples and watermelons.
Correct. Right. One has nothing to do with the other. But he's now forbidden, I guess, from verbally attacking the families of District Attorney Bragg and Judge Merchan. Um, I've got a funny feeling when I was reading this story, my light bulb went on, and I saw Lauren Merchan, uh, the target of Trump's attacks. I saw her filing a lawsuit against him for slander, and I see her winning.
Well, the thing is, he's claiming that she put up this website, stuff on her website. It's not hers.
It's not hers.
It's
And
fake.
guess what website it came on? I think it came on X, was it?
Yeah,
And so, and I think she's also going to sue the commentator that said that
she
because,
should.
well, and she's going to win.
But
Uh,
she's a private person. She's not a public figure.
Correct. Because they said that, I think Kilme said that she posted a photo of Trump behind bars, but
Was not her account.
it came from an X account she hasn't used in years and no longer has access to it. So we know who had it posted, don't we?
Hmm.
I wonder who that could be. But the thing that really fries me about it is it's okay for Trump to post a picture of Biden being hogtied, but
Oh, that one. That, oh God, that's what I was just going to bring up next. That.
but yet he's spouting off about this. Look what she posted against me, blah blah blah, or whatever. We didn't say it, but he had some
Well,
commentators say it.
well, do you remember years ago, Kathy Griffith had the thing with Trump's head, and she was
Right,
blacklisted for 5 years or so, and the Secret Service came and met with her and everything. Yeah, here we have our current president being hogtied in
right,
the back of a
right,
truck.
right. So the hypocrisy of that, and Trump gets
Yeah.
by with it with his base, but I think he's losing a lot of popularity because of his vitriol. But
And the humor is so sophomoric. It's not even, it's like child stuff.
it is. Well, it is. But the sad part is people go for it. But I still see Lauren Mershon at some point filing a lawsuit against Trump and that commentator. And I see a lot more lawsuits coming against that certain so-called news channel and against Trump.
Oh
So,
yeah, I agree with you a
and it's
thousand.
huge, huge settlements.
Yeah, because
So
again, she's a private person.
there you go. Um, yeah, Trump said that she's compromised because that Judge Merchan is compromised because of Lauren's work with Democrats. It's like, what?
Well, does that mean that Clarence Thomas is compromised with what his wife does?
Thank you. The hypocrisy blows me
Yeah.
away. And I guess other comments about Netanyahu's forces killed 7 people from World Central Kitchen. And they were, I think they were in a convoy with the charity's logo, and they had coordinated their movements with the Israeli military. And Netanyahu said the attack was tragic and unintentional. My intuition tells me that he's using food as a weapon of war, and that I've got a funny psychic feeling that they meant to attack that convoy as a warning to other people that are trying to do charitable work with food in Gaza not to do it.
I agree. I agree. And they
Um,
had the big protests against Netanyahu over the weekend.
yes. And you know what? When I saw that, I'm seeing that there's going to be tens of thousands of more people protesting against Netanyahu.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, I've been
I'm
predicting he's
pro,
gone in June, July.
I'm sorry.
I've been predicting June, July, he steps down.
I see him gone too, as well. You know, I'm pro-Israel, but anti-Netanyahu. I see a leader coming to Israel that will bring about, be very hardworking in bringing about peace in the Middle East. And both you and I have predicted that at
Mhm.
some point Israel would stay as its own state, and Palestine would be its own state.
Right. I also feel for some reasons, I'm not going to say it'll be a prime minister, but there's a female that's going to, I get female energy around this that's going to be very instrumental in getting this thing resolved.
I've been saying that for a long time, that I see at some point a female prime minister coming to power in Israel who will be no nonsense
Well, I
and
keep on getting,
won't put up with anybody attacking Israel, but will be a real
right.
peace.
I mean, I keep on getting images of Golda Meir.
That's what I had
Yeah.
likened it to, but I see somebody even more effective than Golda Meir.
Well, for her day, she did the most she could.
Right. Um, so, and now Iran says it's going to retaliate against Israel because supposedly Israel bombed an Iranian embassy. But I think there's some underhanded stuff going on with that too. I think Iran probably did it to its own embassy.
I was
That's
going to
what,
say they blew up their own thing and blaming them for it.
that's right. Just like, Iran worked with Putin and Hamas to attack Israel. But my
Hmm.
feeling is, my psychic impression, I keep saying this, is that Israel knew about it and they were warned about it. Netanyahu didn't do anything. It's almost like he wanted it to happen, so it would give him an excuse to wag the dog.
Right. To go in there and do what he did.
Correct.
It's
To take the heat off of him because he knew he was in hot water.
mhm. Well, he's being, yeah, they were doing a lot of investigations on him.
Right. And I guess there's violent storms going on in multiple states across Ohio, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Uh, they're, I guess, got to have the most serious risks. I keep seeing an increase in these violent storms, tornadoes, off-season tornadoes, or hurricanes coming, flooding, and it's all due to climate change.
Yeah.
And I see the
I,
politicians of the world getting their heads together and the citizens of the world to do something to stop this runaway climate change. I mean, look how we've seen it accelerate over the past 2 or 3 years.
I mean, you can't deny it.
Well,
You
some
can't.
do. It's like, have you
Well,
been outside lately? All right.
it's
All
still
righty. Are we ready to go with some questions here too?
go for it, Mr. Mel.
Okay. Flex says, hi, y'all. I live
Hi.
in I live in Texas and would like to know if Abbott will try withdrawal from the union. Thank you all so much. Well, if he secedes, that is illegal. He could be arrested, but I think he's trying his own way of secession without saying it's secession. What are you thinking?
Well, he's trying his own, foreign policy using um, the guards, at the border and everything else, but he's not going to succeed.
And what about the politicians that went down to Texas to look at the so-called crisis at the border and nothing was going on,
It was a nice photo op for Fox. That's about it.
right? Then they said, oh, they went to the wrong place. Not.
Well, how can they going to, they make it sound like there's like, the multitudes are trying to cross. It would not just be one place, it'd be the whole border, right?
And it's like it's a handful of people and it's nothing like what they're saying.
No.
It's just politicizing it. All right. Okay, Jenna says, what does Nikki Haley really think of Trump? That's an excellent question.
I don't want to go to YouTube jail.
Okay, but the clean version.
He's nuts. He's nuts. He's bat as crazy.
She can't stand him. That's what I'm picking up.
Yeah.
And she's going to be formidable against him. But that's a good question, Jenna.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Hello, Auntie Mel and Arthur. Thank you so much for helping all the people to have confidence and have faith and believe that Biden will win. Thank you for your help. God bless you, your family, and your friends. Thank you. That was very, very nice to say. Thank you. It makes the work worthwhile.
Yeah.
You know, I just saw that, and you can't go with polls really, but I saw that, if without Kennedy in the mix, that Biden is ahead of Trump right now, but with Kennedy in the mix, it makes it neck and neck with Biden and Trump. And people are worried that Kennedy will take votes away from Biden, but I think he's also going to take votes away from Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel it's more from Trump than from Biden.
And I don't think he's going to do all that well. He should just stay out of it. But I think he's not going to, I don't see him going that far politically. Do you?
I don't either. I
No.
don't
Now,
either.
I do see another Kennedy putting their hat in the ring, not this election cycle, but at some point, who'll be a Democrat and not an anti-vaxxer and all that crazy nonsense that this Kennedy is spewing. And I see another Kennedy someday as president,
Hmm.
and I see it a lot sooner than later. And we'll see it
Well,
in our lifetime.
I don't want to live to 103.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I don't want to live to 103.
I think it'll happen before that time. That was a good comeback, though.
Thank you.
Um, all right. Do you have one you'd like to ask?
Yeah. From RSA West. Hi, Mel and Arthur. Will Jared, the human mannequin, be held accountable for being 45's bagman during Mango's presidency? Will he be held accountable for the profiteering during the pandemic? Will he be held accountable for his part in Khashoggi's murder?
I don't know about Khashoggi's murder, but I see him being indicted and held accountable for numerous things. And when they start holding him accountable, he's going to sing like a canary against Trump.
Mhm.
Um, Wonder how he's going to look in orange sliders. Sliders are those orange shoes they give you in
I was
jail.
just going to wonder what he's going to look like when he can't get his Botox shots.
Watch it.
The melting man.
I think they should put Botox in the water supply.
No,
Um,
no, no, no.
I
No,
see your
no.
eyebrows going up a little bit. Yours must be wearing off. I just got mine.
Oh, no,
I just go, infuse me, okay?
freeze me. Is a dear friend of mine's a plastic surgeon. He passed away, but there's a very famous actress that came in to see him. And she said, "What do you think you can do with this?" He said, "You have so much Botox in your face, you look stroke smooth."
I'd be like, it's a needle, not a magic wand, okay?
Well, he also have to sign, you had to sign a waiver. I understand plastic surgery is not reincarnation.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no,
Uh,
I see the human mannequin going downhill. And I've always said that, with the Khashoggi thing, that my guys always tell me that they will take care of it on their end. That's how they word it. So,
Netanyahu, I feel, I'm sorry, not Netanyahu, Khashoggi, not Khashoggi. Jared
sounds like how many syllables?
sounds like I'm still working on Botox. Um, I do see him indicted and I do see him convicted and I do
Mhm.
see him serving jail time. And I
And a
see,
divorce with his wife.
I'm sorry.
And a divorce with his wife.
Well, that's down the road a piece too.
Yeah.
All right. Um, I think we've already answered this one, but I can't pronounce the name, but the person says, love you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh Yonan Q1. I can't pronounce it. Anyway, love you both. Will the protests in Israel continue until not Netanyahu is ousted? The protests are gonna stop for a while, but then they're gonna keep coming up again. And each time there's protests, there's going to be more and more and more people. And they're going to be calling for him to step down. And and I see a special vote coming to vote him out. And he's going to try to put that special vote down saying that they can't do it, blah, blah, blah. Um, and take it maybe to their Supreme Court or try to have his military step in. But I'm going to tell you something. He's not
Not
going to,
gonna work.
these people are going to keep protesting until he resigns, until he's
While
gone.
you were saying that, I was getting like, the waves of the ocean, more waves of people. Like they may be quiet, but then bigger, then bigger, then eventually a tsunami.
Tsunamis, plural.
Yeah.
Yay.
So yes.
Okay. Sonia White says, will Jeff Jackson in North Carolina win his AG election in November? I don't know that much about Jeff Jackson, do you?
I don't know who that is, but I got a yes on it.
Okay. Um, yeah, I don't know who he is, but
Another round of Stump the Psychic.
I'm sorry.
Another round of Stump the Psychic.
Give your cell phone handy, look him up real quick and see if he's a Democrat or Republican, because if he's a Democrat, he's going to win.
Well, I don't have my phone here. Nope,
Whatever.
it's in the other room.
If he's a,
See, I turn mine off and leave it in the other room so I don't so I don't get
well, I read
bothered.
the email you sent me with the questions, but I'm also looking at my phone to see.
Oh, I'm teasing you.
I know. Well, I could hear it in my hearing aid. You couldn't hear, but it's a Patsy Cline song. When
You,
that's my
you're
ring,
you're clairaudient.
um, my clear audience was going like this, and it happened to be I was channeling Patsy Cline. She's one of my favorite singers.
Remember years and years ago where they used to do dental work on people and they put the filling in and all of a sudden they pick up radio stations?
That happened to Lucille Ball once, she said, during the war. Yeah, they put it was an amalgam, a mercury amalgam, and in some way or another it could pick up radio waves. It's a true story. It did happen
No,
some.
I know.
Um,
That just reminds me of a friend of mine, off topic, but a friend of mine worked with Mae West towards the end.
I love Mae West. I
And
used
she was doing a
to have
movie.
Mae West posters and a big
Mhm.
Mae West statue. I love Mae West.
Did you know she had a sister that was even more attractive than she was, and they put her under contract so she wouldn't do a movie?
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah. But also he said the very last movie she was making, she was laying in a bed and they had somebody underneath her moving her arms. But on top of that, in she had head, she couldn't say the lines. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 1 Adam 12, 1 Adam 12. There was a she was picking up, she was just repeating what the police radio had said.
That's funny. She was amazing.
God bless her.
She was a very talented medium, and she
Mhm.
held seances and message circles, and she at her place, and she went to them. She was very spiritual.
Well, there was one time where she was dating a black boxer, and the building she was in, they were like, "We frown upon this," so she bought the building.
It's funny. I know this is going to sound crazy, but now that you're talking about her, I feel her spirit here.
I'm just going to say the same thing. I do.
I just love some of her lines. Is that a pistol in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
I got Christmas on my right knee, New Year's on my left. Come up and see me between the holidays.
She got by with so much because
Yeah,
it
but
was suggestive, but never really came out. And
it was like that Sophie Tucker type stuff.
I mean, when she was in her 80s, I think she did that movie Myra Breckenridge, uh,
Mhm.
way back when. Um, I just loved her. There's nobody can top Mae West.
Mm-mm,
Okay,
no. Now
here's
that
the
we went down that memory lane.
okay. Jitterbug Tutu says we come back to the questions.
I love her name.
Jitterbug Tutu, me too. I loved a jitterbug. Hello, amazing Arthur and Auntie Mel. Do you see John Eastman and Jeffrey Clark indicted and convicted in the Georgia RICO case as well as disbarment? Will they wear the fancy orange suit? Thanks for your wonderful collabs. You go ahead first.
Da, da.
We're doing,
Yes,
we're doing this in
yes,
Russian or what?
yeah. Because I get all these Russian bots after me all of a sudden. So yeah, da. No, I'm serious. I do feel that they both will be indicted, they'll be convicted. And right now, I mean, like John Eastman's like here in California is like trying to don't take my oh, don't disbar me, don't disbar me. It's like, he said it was creative lawyering or something.
The
Yeah,
only
creative lawyering, it was still against the law.
the only thing I can say to your da is, yeah, nichivo nie знаю хорошо по-русски. That's all I know in Russian means I don't know how to say anything in Russian.
No,
Da.
da.
Um, I see John Eastman and Jeffrey Clark. I see their legal license revoked, and I
Mhm.
do see them under indictment of some sort. There will be numerous charges. They'll beat two or three of them, but then three or four more will stick. And so I see them disbarred, um, and sanctioned, and 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 have to face some jail time. So
So yes to the orange.
da. Okay. Mary Morris says, looking forward to watching you both.
Oh, thank you.
I just went to the dentist at 8 o'clock this morning. So
Wow.
you can see the smile. Cost me enough money. I'm teasing.
I'm thinking about getting those for $35. You can get those implants.
And you talk like this for a while because they just snap on.
Yeah, yeah, I'll sound like Liza Minnelli.
Exactly. Um, all right, peppermint candy. Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, I love her.
I do too. Hello, delightful dynamic duo. Will anything substantial come from the calls to investigate Ted Cruz over the large donation from iHeartMedia, who sponsors his podcast? Thanks. Oh, that's a very good question.
Yes.
Duh.
Uh, well, actually, what I've been saying is I feel he loses, but if on the chance he does win, it's because of dark money and shenanigans, which will
Because
then be found out and then he'll be kicked out again.
because Paxson won't count the votes correctly. Um,
No.
I've often seen Ted Cruz gone. Um, hmm,
We've got a room in Cancun for you, Mr. Cruz.
Cancun Cruz. Um, come on, baby. No, that's the wrong place. Um, I do see that for a while they'll sweep those calls under the carpet because after all, we're talking about, some of the powers that be in Texas. But I see those powers that be in Texas changing. And at some point, all that stuff that they've swept under the rug
Mhm.
be brought out. There's an old saying, if you put dog doo-doo under the rug, you can't see it, but it smells. And sooner or later, you got to take it out. And that's exactly what I see happening to Cancun Cruise.
Well,
So
there's so much under they can't open the door. There's too much
that's not a
under
rug,
the
it's an
carpet.
outhouse, okay?
Yeah.
But I've said for many years, I see him under investigation and in trouble legally. So that's a
I
good
think he should have just been arrested for reading Green Eggs and Ham
I'm
on the
sorry,
Senate
what?
floor. Remember the time he was trying to do the filibuster and just talk the clock out, and he was reading Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss.
Oh yeah.
That in itself is a crime.
Hold on, I'm looking for more questions. All righty, give me a second here. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we?
I'm just going to read one quick one. It's
Oh,
not
go
really a
ahead. Go ahead. If
question,
you got some, go
but it
ahead.
says, "Hello, Auntie Mel and Arthur. Thank you so much for helping all the people to have confidence and have faith and believe that Biden will win." We talked about that, but I just saw it again. Thank you for all your help. God bless you all, family and friends. That was what you started with. I just saw it again, so I just want to repeat it. Thank you. That's so sweet.
Thank you. That's very, very nice.
Because everybody like yells and screams at us when they don't like what we say.
I'm sorry, say again.
Because everybody else yells and screams at us when they don't like what we say.
But thank you. All right. Barb Mecca says RFK Jr. said this week that Biden was more dangerous to democracy than Trump. Is he saying this nonsense because his financial backers forced him to? No, he's saying it because he's trying to play to the people that would vote for Trump that don't like Biden. He's playing to them and he wants them to vote for him.
Mhm. He's trying to out Trump Trump.
Exactly. Exactly. But you know what? He's not going to be able to. And he's going to catch his Waterloo real quick
Mhm.
because they're going to pull up stuff on him too. You mark my words.
Oh, they already have it in files. They're just waiting.
Oh, it's going to come out.
I
Um,
like this one from Cyberbomb as opposed to Mom. How long has Ken Paxton from Texas been corrupt? Does he have
oh,
remorse when he does the things he does? Does
how,
he know does he know him going to jail is inevitable?
how long has he been corrupt? How
How is
old
he
is
breathing?
Methuselah? How old is Methuselah?
True.
How old is how old is time? This is
How
a
old
lot,
is dirt?
right. I
Does he have remorse? Hell no. There's no remorse.
right. No, none. Zero.
This reminds me of I was talking to a friend at Christmas. I said, why don't we just do a Christmas Carol and put Trump in instead of Ebenezer Scrooge? And she's a writer, and she said it's a lousy idea. You know why? Because at the end, Trump would just take the crutch from Tiny Tim and hit him with it. There's no remorse, and that's the same thing here with Ken Paxton. No remorse.
Back to RFK, you
Yeah.
know, he I don't he's trying to call himself a Democrat, but the Democrats aren't going to allow to happen to the Democratic Party what Trump did to the Republican Party. They're going to stand up and say he's not a Democrat. We don't accept him. We don't accept him as a Democrat, you know. So I just
He's the redheaded stepchild. Sit over there. We don't recognize
well,
him.
the other reason he said it is to make Biden look bad because then he thinks he can win. But it's going to bite him in the you know what.
Took us.
Right, you got it. Okay. Um,
Here's one. Hi, Mel and Arthur. What do you see for Steve Bannon?
jail.
Strike. While he's awaiting his appeal for his conviction contempt of Congress, he's up to his usual antics, threatening retribution and revenge and violence when, if 45 wins. Will he be held accountable for all his harmful actions, especially during January 6th and now? Is he on Jack's radar? Will he be charged after Cheeto is convicted in the federal crime trial with Judge Chutkin? Thanks.
My guides tell me, and it came through just like this, he was pardoned once. But when he's indicted and convicted, he will not be pardoned again. That's what came through. Very loud and clear. Um, very loud and clear. Um, so, his appeal, the only reason he appealed that whole failure to show up for Congress was that he thought if he appealed it long enough after the election and Trump wins, then he'd get pardoned again. But not going to work out that way. He's going to lose the appeal, actually. And I see him having to do some serve some time because he gave the middle finger to Congress pretty much.
And I don't feel it's going to be in a club fed either. I don't think it's going to be in a good place.
No, no.
No.
So, all right. PJ Doxson says, love you guys. I have a question, but for some context. Canada is clearly falling into the grips of a far-right network of anti-LGBT mob boss-like politicians. They currently run 8 of Canada's 10 provinces. Only British Columbia and Manitoba are sane. Their leader at the federal level is a dude named Pierre Poilievre. Uh, their leader at the federal level is a dude named Pierre Poilievre. I can't pronounce his last name. Justin Trudeau, who predicts LGBTQ and has done a lot of good, is reliant on his left of center party leader, Jagmeet Singh, to stay in power and keep the far right mob from ruining Canada and attacking LGBTQ women's rights, etc. Unlike Canada's power conservative political parties, these far right politicians refuse to work across the aisle, attack like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and aim to strategically dismantle Canada, e.g., attacking Canada's constitution, legal structures, political structures, etc. When do you see normalcy coming back to your northern neighbor? If elected, which I hope Biden will, do you see your fine president stepping up to stabilize the political situation that's going on in America's northern border? And finally, who is funding the Canadian far right scheme? Any readings you can provide are greatly appreciated by your northern neighbors. Ooh, that was an encyclical. But my guides had warned me or sent a warning that the same thing that happened here would and could very easily happen in Canada unless Canadians got really proactive and started to speak up. And it's happening there. We know who's behind it. I think Putin's behind a lot of it. All right. I think that, for a while, it looks like they're going to gain more traction in Canada, but ultimately, they will be stopped. It's going to take a while, but they will be stopped.
Mm.
That's what I pick up. I don't know what you're getting on it, Arthur, but that's what I pick up.
I get the same thing, but I feel they'll be able, even though there's what she said, there's different they're not working across the aisle. It's just like here. However, I do get them nipping a lot of stuff that's about to happen in the bud. I
Yes.
get people are seeing what happened here in the States with Trump, and they don't want that. And it's again, I feel like this small group of people got in there like cancer, and now they're trying to spread. It ain't gonna happen.
And what they do is they put their cronies in political places like the parliament, just like they did in the House and the Senate here, and
Mhm.
just kind of escalates. But I don't
And
think
with judges and all that other
I
crap.
don't think it's going to get as bad as in Canada as it did here because
Mm-hmm.
Canadians are going to start to speak up. Canadians don't want it. Canadians love their democracy. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to, I think Canada's going to get tired of a small select few telling the rest of them or trying to take the rest of their rights away. It's not going to work.
Well, my grandmother was French Canadian, and if they're anything like her, it would be like, shut up and sit down. That was her. Shut up and sit down.
There you go. Um,
It's a good question, though. Thank you.
it's an excellent question.
Option.
It's a nice,
We
nice,
forget about our neighbors in the north.
exactly. Um, okay. Personality 22. This is a really good question. Hey, curious, is 45 around to witness the verdict of the documents case? I'm just wondering what happens to any legal case should the defendant be otherwise detained. Wink, wink, thanks. Um, oh, he'll be around to witness the verdict of the documents case, absolutely.
Well, if not, I'll get the Ouija board. We'll tell them.
We won't have to. He'll be earthbound, and we'll just do it that way.
Well, we'll see what happens. But I do feel, and you've been saying the same thing, the canon is going to be removed. Unfortunately, it probably won't be heard until after the election because of the way she's mucked everything up. But it won't matter because January 6th is going to be first. Well, actually, the Stormy Daniels is first.
Well,
The
that's
new,
what I had said that I said that Stormy Daniels would bring him down. And then I
Mhm,
said the women will bring him down. So,
mhm.
you know, the whole Georgia thing is going to be heard as well. Fani Willis is not going to give up, and she's not going to be taken off the case.
No, they're trying, they put what into the appeals and all this other stuff, but it's like they can
It's just
try all the little tricks
it's
in
a
the book.
delay tactic. And he's got it delayed this far. He thinks he can delay it till after the election, but he's going to be found guilty in New York. I'm telling you. Then he'll appeal that. But
I
the
can't wait for the Green Reaper to show up in front of him and goes, I want to delay this.
yeah, right. I want to appeal it. But the appeals court in New York, if he tries to appeal the Stormy Daniels case, will say they'll look at it expeditiously and say there's no grounds for appeal. The other thing to bring up is people are still wondering, is the Supreme Court going to hear the whole immunity case before the election? And I feel as if they will. And they're
Yes,
going to say he's not immune from prosecution.
yes. Well, the last, what is it? The 20th or something of June is the last day of their session.
Right.
I mean, I feel they'll release something before then,
Good.
but then again, that still gives Judge Chutkin enough time to get things rolling.
Well, the court is just on my nerve delaying it. But you just hit on something, and when you did, my psychic light bulb went on.
Oh, I like that.
Gives Judge Chutkin more time, and it gives Jack Smith more time to build an even stronger case, and her more time um, to have some strategy. Not that she's going to prejudge the case, she won't. But the point is, she's going to have all of her angles covered. And I like that.
Right. Well, the thing is, she originally told them that when they start again, they'll have 90 days to prepare. That is not etched in stone. She
Right.
can say, you know what? Yeah, we had 90 days back then. This is different. We're moving forward. We have enough time now. You've
That's
had
ex-
enough time to be working on this.
and they're going
So
to say, but you
in
gave us
30
90
days,
days. And
40
she's going to
days.
say, but you've had that amount of time.
Yeah.
And
So that way it can
they'll
still
try
move
to appeal
forward.
that, but it won't work.
Mm-mm. No.
So
And I feel there's going to be a conviction before the election, besides the
for
Stormy Daniels, but with January 6th.
I see
And
two
then all the names come out.
I see two or three convictions before the election. The election is the whole month of April, May, June, July, August, September, October. The election is 7 months away. A lot can happen between now and then.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot will. It's going to be a wild ride. Buckle up. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Any last words? We went through all the question. Any last words that of wisdom or any last words that of psychic words we could give to our
Depart to our lovely viewers.
yes. And I want to say thank you to our viewers because without our viewers, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. And so thanks for your loving support. We totally appreciate it.
Yeah. And if you're on Mel's channel, which you are because it's streaming on Mel's today, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the button. Come on, people.
Thank
And it
you.
helps our algorithms if you leave a comment.
+1. Thank you. And if you want to get a hold of Arthur, arthureaseyourmind.com or Arthur Ease Your Mind, YouTube. Call him 310-494-5955. So if you want to get a hold of me, www.meldoer, meldoerr.com, or call 847-590-5411.
The one thing that I've been stressing in my recent shows, and this is what my guides keep on telling me, is to remind everyone not to be afraid, not to freak out. Don't act like Chicken Little. It's only an acorn. But on top of that is to be grateful
Right.
that we are in a country where we do have a voice and we will be heard.
That's right.
Gratitude is what it's all about. And also to send out as much benevolent outcomes, love, light to everyone, everywhere. But as I always say, send them light till they get it right.
Oh, I like that. You know, it's like I keep saying when I had my cancer and I was paralyzed with fear, and nobody knew it, but I was. And my guides gave me the message, don't let the fear stand in front of you and hold you back. Let it get behind you and push you forward.
Mhm.
So if you get afraid, let that be a motivation to speak up, to vote. Everybody vote. Um, Start doing a kind act. It could be a smile, helping somebody across the street, whatever it is, a small kind of act. And I think that helps to change the energy. It makes it uplifts things. A kind act uplifts.
Yes.
So
Yes. Little acts of kindness go a long way.
don't jump in the Valium yet.
That's my Pez dispenser. What are you talking about?
Oh, in that case, put the razor blades back up on that shelf. James Cargill said that. I love that. Anyway,
Well,
and
till next, till
just do a
next week.
nice deed for somebody.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything either to be nice to people.
Doesn't cost a cent. All right, next week your show, right?
Yeah, and we'll have music too.
Well, there you go. Well, it's really not anybody's show. We just alternate
We
weeks,
alternate channels. It'll be my channel.
channels. So it's just Aloha Tuesday with Arthur and Mel.
Yay!
All right.
I look
Until
horrible in a Hawaiian shirt, so I don't wear one.
there you go. Until next week, Aloha Nui Loa. That means lots of love. That means aloha means hello. It means goodbye, and it means love. So aloha nui loa with much love. Until next week. Aloha
Whatever you just said.
and namaste. Bye.
Bye bye.